Good morning. Happy Saturday. Nick Markey here, physical therapist, online fitness coach, out here braving the elements just for you, my dear audience and peoples of the interwebs. Here's my faithful, crazy companion, Snickers. We're just out here braving the dangerous waters, with potential alligators. Excuse me. Got a little video today, titled "Every Little Bit Counts." I think sometimes there's a lot of these large sounding hurdles, in terms of health and fitness. So for instance, I'm sure many of you have heard of excuse me, the 10,000 steps, which is, just kind of made up. I think it was made up by a guy who, sold pedometers. And, 10,000 steps is a few miles a day. Certainly doable for a lot of people if you put some effort in, but for a lot of people, maybe not so. And potentially, if they have such a high hurdle to go after, they may just not try at all. So, same thing would apply to, let's say, the recommended exercise and activity guidelines, right? So, the current guidelines are, at the minimum, 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity activity. So, that could be 5 30-minute brisk walks a week. And then the other part of the recommendations is at least 2 days of resistance training. Okay? So certainly doable, but, a lot of people aren't doing anything. And, what I think, because this is so important, this is why you're watching this, is that, every tiny little bit you can get someone to do counts, So certainly we want to try to see if we can get somebody to those guidelines, because they are related to improving a lot of health outcomes and whatnot. But if you can get someone who's doing 0 to do, let's say, a 5-minute walk every day, man, you're already getting something, whether how much of that will translate into health outcomes, it's hard to say, but it's more than, nothing. And you may potentially just start them on their journey for them to continue increasing and improving, their activity level. So that's kind of where I am at when I work with people, when they're not really doing anything, if they're not doing any sort of muscle type workout or exercise, if they're not doing any sort of aerobic activity like walking, I would just start generally hey, can we do a 5-minute walk? Now, if you can do multiple 5-minute walks, that's a plus too. You could break them up into, I'll do one in the morning, I'll do one in the, the evening, one at lunch or whatever. And I would do that a lot of times with my physical therapy clients. They'd come in with, XYZ, my back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, whatever. And I'd ask them if they even just going for a walk. And sometimes they weren't even doing that, maybe they weren't even doing that before their problem. So sometimes on that first session, I would just go for a walk with them, 5 minutes, because it's, for me, a good time to see what kind of, capacity they have. And then also, we could just kind of shoot the shit while we're walking, so I can learn a fair bit about them. And then when we're done, I'd ask them, hey, how was that? And most of the time be like, yeah, it wasn't bad. Like, all right, so there's your first, home exercise. Let's just do a 5-minute daily walk. And they'd be like, really? I'm like, yeah, let's just start somewhere. And then on top of whatever other thing we might try to do for, the condition they came in for. Even though the walk-in might also help that condition too. So, and then the same thing with some sort of workout, sometimes people feel like, so if I gave somebody like a 6 exercises, 3 sets apiece, so 18 sets or whatever, for someone that's doing nothing, that's going to feel pretty daunting. And it might just turn into, I do nothing, right? Morning, Dean. So I'd rather them do anything, if that's why oftentimes I'll prescribe, like, if anything, maybe something like 3 exercises, 1 set each for the first week. So that would literally take 5 minutes or less. Thanks, Janice. I may be able to help you with that. Just reach out. Let me know if you want me to. Then, because you can get something like 50% of the benefit if, say that I did, 2 to 3 exercises, kind of hitting my full body, and I just did them to where I just couldn't do them anymore. You're going to get, a decent amount of benefit from that. So it sounds kind of strange overall, but I think you need to oftentimes lower the bar for people, because we are, unfortunately, a lot of times very all or nothing, and that just essentially gets in our way instead of helping us make progress. So I say lower the bar, help someone feel like they can achieve something. Like, what's the next threshold? So if someone is doing 0, morning, someone's doing 0, like no walking, no regular workouts, what's the next thing up from 0, right? Okay, 5-minute walk, and maybe like 2 exercises, 1 set apiece. There you go. That would take probably, 5-minute walk would take 5 minutes, and then the 2 exercises, 1 set each, would take less than 5 minutes. So, and then you just start there, because you're gonna it's gonna be worth something, and it's probably also going to help that person start to prioritize the healthy behaviors that may, find them some success and positive outcomes in the long run. Okay, and you could apply the same concept to nutrition as well. So someone's eating 0 vegetables or fruit a day. What's the next step up? 1. Okay, what fruit or vegetable do you like? Like an apple. I like apples. All right, have 1 apple a day. Let's just start there. Okay, and then you get to the second week, and you can say, okay, what's another fruit or vegetable you like? Oh, I like broccoli. All right, let's have a handful of broccoli and 1 apple a day. Micro little adjustments, day by day. So that's all I wanted to say here. About to deal with the crazy dog right now. So I hope you have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.